What's good, YouTube? This your boy Nate coming at you once again with another video. And I hate making these type of videos because a young man lost his life. And another young man, his life would never be the same. And this is a sad, unfortunate incident that took place at a track meet of all places in the state of Texas. Guys, let's get off into the video. You guys get my comments. You guys let me know what you think. You agree with me or you disagree with me. It's all to the gotta start having these dialogues without being overly sensitive. And we really gotta pay attention to what's going on in today's youth, especially amongst black teens. And me personally, I just think a lot of black teens, these young kids, are fed up. So let's get off into it. A young man by the name of Austin Metcalf lost his life. He was a football player, and apparently he got into an altercation with another young man by the name of Carmelo Anthony, who's 17 years old, from Centennial High School. And Austin Metcalf was from Frisco Memorial High School. Now, Carmelo has a bond set for $1 million, and he's currently being held in Collin County Jail. Now, online, and I heard the story from listening to Tariq Nasheed. Shout out to Tariq Nasheed. He was making it more of a racial situation, and I'm not going to jump out the window and go that far. I know one young man who lost his life was white. The other man who suspect who he said he defended himself, he's black. So hey, I've been around for a long time. This is gonna play out into a racial incident. Okay, so let's get off into it. And they're very brief of what happened. Um, they're very brief. They're not really going into details about it. They're keeping it hush hush. So there's not a lot information that's out there. But let's just go off of what we see on CNN.com. And I've gotten on other blogs and other news sites. It's pretty much saying the same thing. Okay. A witness told police the altercation started when Austin Metcalf told Anthony to move out from under the Memorial High School team's tent, according to the arrest report. It was raining during the track meet and athletes were taking shelter, the arrest report said. A back and forth argument between the two teams then escalated. Austin Metcalf touched Anthony, who had just told him, touch me and see what happens, while reaching inside his bag. Now, where I'm from, if somebody's reaching in their bag, you leave them alone. You don't call their bluff. That usually ends the conversation. Okay. Well, apparently that wasn't the case here. After Metcalf later grabbed Anthony to tell him to move again. So he kept grabbing on Anthony, telling him to move. Anthony pulled out what the witness recalled as a black knife and did what he did to Metcalf. I gotta be careful of what I say. YouTube is not playing with certain words. This video will not be monetized. I got to be careful what I say. I got to be careful how I tag my videos, and I got to be careful how I title my videos. Okay. He reached in his backpack, pulled out a black knife, and you guys can see it right there. He put the knife in the young man's chest. And apparently, he took off running. This is the second time I've heard of an instance like this. Recently, a couple of months ago, this happened out here in California. A young man, African American kid, did this to some Latino kids. When the story first came out, they had the mothers on the news crying, pretty much demonizing the young kid. The mothers were crying, "Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness." And the way the news was reporting it first, when they first reporting it, they were making out like the young black kid was the aggressor, until some videos resurfaced and they showed the black kid getting beat up in the bathroom by these same kids. They had it, they was recording them, the fight happening, and the kid was holding his own. But it was like 4-on-1. They were recording it, using the N-word. They were using the N-word in the video. These same kids tried to jump this young man again. This time, this young man had something in his backpack, pulled the weapon out and used it on them. After everything came out, they kind of swept that under the rug. You remember Kaylee Gaines? Not that long ago, young white girl, and on video got into altercation with the black girl. When that story first came out, they made out like the black girl was the bully. Then more information came out. Apparently, Kaylee Gaines was not Little Miss Innocent. More stories came out to where she was actually bullying the girl and harassing the girl constantly. Saw the video, looked like the young black girl snapped. When all the information came out, they kind of swept that under the rug. Just from my own experience, being bullied. Not saying this is right or wrong, but we have to not be so quick to cast judgment. Wait till everything comes out. And I can sit here going on and on and on and on and on and on. I did a story not too long ago about a high school in Cabrillo High. Excuse me, Long Beach, Cabrillo High. What those kids had on their shirts. I'm not jumping to conclusions. And you ask yourself, why was Carmelo Anthony going to a high school event with a weapon in his backpack? I remember when I was going to high school, Long Beach Jordan High. I'm not saying this is right. I'm not saying this is right, but there was a lot of race riots during that time period. In the 90s, that was just common. 90s in Long Beach. I used to carry something in my backpack. Yep, I did. Nobody knew about it. Yeah, I used to carry a knife in my backpack. Are these young black kids fed up? I don't know. I don't know. But like I said, it's sad. It's unfortunate. You hate to hear about anybody getting bullied. I don't care what race it is. You don't know. kept grabbing the kid, telling him to leave. You're not supposed to be here. Kid said, "Get your hands off me. Stop touching me. Stop grabbing me." He wouldn't stop. Young man come out after and he says it was self-defense. We don't know. We have to just wait and see what comes out of this. I'm going to try to follow this story, get new information, put out that new information. I said this is sad on both sides. A mother lost her son, and a young man, like I said, his life will never be the same. It's a sad, tragic situation. I'm going to end it on this note. That's why we need more racial harmony. That's why we need more goodness. That's why we need more kindness. The bullying has to stop. The violence has to stop on both sides. I don't care what race you are, what nationality you are. There needs to be more unity. Okay. So, with that being said, this your boy Nate. I'm out. You guys know my motto: go out, be blessed, and be a blessing to others. I'm out.